Hey guys, what's up? This is part 3 of my Destiny gameplay journal. Um, we're on the moon because that wizard,
The Guardian
it
came
came
here,
from the moon.
searching for a way into the High
And
Fortress,
I might have been late to the
but he
party, but I
just
remember that
disappeared.
joke.
Let's pick up his trail.
But
His last known coordinates are up ahead.
this is my hunter again. And I have to say, once you get off of Earth, that's when the game really starts, the visuals really kick it into high gear. Like, the ISS got pretty fucked up right there. But going to the moon was at first like, whoa, kind of like experience. I mean, don't get me wrong, old Russia looks cool and everything like that, but getting out of there and going somewhere that's not familiar, just there's something about it. You start getting that sense of awe about you. And, we've been to the moon in other games before, most noticeably, pops into my mind, or most relevant, I guess, would be Mass Effect, the first one. Uh, and I mean that was cool, especially if you drove around and you found the little
The Guardian's last
arachnite
report
call.
said he captured this old accelerator from an unknown fallen house.
But this is the first time where I like got that like real sense of like whoa, because it's so alien, really, like when you go to the moon on in Mass Effect, it's not quite so. Uh, it's not that dissimilar from what you'd expect. It's there's a couple little domed areas where you gotta destroy the turrets and things like that, but it's all pretty confined. This having been, with all the structures and then you got the hive and everything like that, kind of brings the alien menace a little bit more home than I guess even being on Earth would be, because like the moon's kind of that, I don't know how to describe it. Like it's, you look at it every night, when you when you go outside, so it's kind of weird knowing that in this game world, not only has their planet been invaded, but I'm sure that's got to be disconcerting to be a human and looking up at a alien infested moon, Especially, I didn't have the cutscene when your ship goes to land, but I mean the moon, just from the outside, and before you even land on it, you can see it's pretty fucked up. So whatever happened here was pretty major, and was kind of hoping that there'd be more with the hive here, but they don't. As I'm further into the game, I'm actually on like Venus now, but I'm not going to talk about that here. But I'm really kind of getting frustrated with the lack of story. It kind of more plays like a almost like a buddy, like those buddy movies, like well, I'll use 21 Jump Street for an example since that's like the most recent one. But like it's just like it kind of feels like it's just you and your ghost running around being chums and kicking some ass. And I still stand by the fact that I think Peter Dinklage did all right. He is, as I said, pretty cold and emotionless, but I feel like that suits the ghost better than if he would be like over the top and emotional and stuff like that. I know there's not a whole lot going on in this video either, too, but I like to explore, as I've said, and this area just begs to be walked around and looked at. And like one thing I'm really starting to enjoy now that I've gotten off of Earth is just taking in the visuals and the work they put into the art design and the overall layout of the map.
Some of this equipment shows recent activity. Had to be the Guardian's ghost.
I would say so far, probably Venus is my favorite location, but I haven't been to Mars yet, so I don't know. But when I got here, it was just fucking
All
cool.
right.
Like I said,
He
like
was
I showed
looking for
you,
the
there
remains of
was
an old
you got
colony
the
base.
smashed
Not
up,
too far.
beat up
Maybe he's still there.
International Space Station. You can see the galaxy, or
Fallen. We're being hunted.
the accretion disk, in the sky, and that's just fucking cool. I don't think they put that in Mass Effect. I can't remember. And now that I'm encountering more variety to the enemies, the Fallen definitely has a very Halo feel to it. Down to having the invisible dudes, and some of their weapons they shoot at you kind of remind me of like the Needler and the plasma weapons the Covenant used. And this sparks probably, from a lore standpoint, I mean, I'd have to go through the Grimoire, but from a lore standpoint and from a gameplay standpoint, it makes absolutely no sense to me why you can't use the alien weapons. I mean, I'm sure maybe they might explain that, but as far as an in-game explanation goes, there is not one to be had. Because if I was a Guardian, and I was running around fighting these aliens and shit, and they were shooting at me with weapons that are far beyond the technology that I have, I'd try to figure out how to use that shit. Take that, motherfucker. There is nothing to, by the way, that is there. I can't think of anything recently that is as satisfying as landing the perfect knife throw in this game. When you miss, it hurts, but when you hit, it's just like, yes. But the knife, though, the knife can be kind of tricky. Sometimes you throw it, you hit an enemy with like a precision hit, and they go down like a fucking ton of bricks. And sometimes you throw it, and they just kind of stand there and stare at you. It's like throwing a fucking pebble at a tank. I think the Moon 2 is really when the game starts opening up as far as gameplay and loot. I noticed my quantity and quality of loot went up, and I started having a lot more fun because, and I'm not saying I didn't have fun in old Russia, but I started having a little bit more fun because you gotta be a little bit more strategic now because the enemies are getting tougher, and they will swarm you a little bit more. Now, the only thing I can say is I still don't like the Hive because they remind me too much of the Flood, and the Flood was one of the major things I despised about the Halo franchise, which is probably why Halo Reach is my favorite. Probably blasphemy to some people, but I just don't. I don't know. I don't like that whole mob mentality when they. Actually, it's not so much the Hive that's real bad, it's the... Now their name's escaping me, but like the zombie-like trash mob of the Hive. Fuck. Why can't I remember what they're called? I haven't slept at all today because I'm afraid if I go to sleep...
Now.
Well, I tried to sleep and then I couldn't fall asleep.
The colony base he was looking for should be on the
And
other
now I'm
side
afraid
of the
if I
ridge.
go to sleep I won't wake up when my alarm goes off and I'll be late for work and get like fired or some shit. So that's probably why I can't remember what the hell those guys are called, because I am absolutely dead ass fucking tired, like on the verge of being mentally disabled tired. I keep wanting to call them husks, but that was the humans that were turned by the Reapers in Mass Effect. This bitch is gonna bother me. But anyways, the game, like I said, I'm still having a lot of fun. There was a missed knife throw there. Still having a lot of fun. The Moon really opened it up more. I kind of just want to get to level 20 now. Finish the story mode and start dicking around with the, trying to get the higher end gear. And then hopefully enough people that I know will want to do raids and stuff because I want to try those. But and if not my friends, at least people, I need to get comfortable with people because I don't want to try running a raid with somebody I've never run it before or never played with before, because you don't know what the communication and the teamwork's going to be like. You got to see, you know, because I mean, be the coolest motherfucker in the world, but you might not gel from a gameplay standpoint, and if you can't gel in a situation like that, then probably not going to have a very good raid, I guess.
This
But
is where he was headed.
you know, all in all, I still think it's pretty solid. A couple gripes aside, you know, like same, and some of them are the same gripes everybody else has. You know, the lack of story, and I kind of feel like the missions are getting sort of repetitive. Like, go here, deploy your ghost. Then he tells you he found some coordinates. You have to go here, so you deploy him again. He fiddle farts around and tries to hack a computer, and while he's dicking around over there, then you got to fight a swarm and do like a quick horde mode type of thing, which was kind of cool the first time, but when you do it like 4 times in a fucking row, it kind of wears a little thin. And I am starting to kind of see what people were saying, where it feels like parts of the game were taken out so they could later be sold as DLC, because it, like I said, I think the last video, it does feel like Earth ends very abruptly. Like they're, and even Venus is kind of scattered around a little bit, and like kind of pissed me off because you have to go to a different part of the. You got to go to the reef to talk to the Queen of the Reef, and there's nothing to do there. Like I think the loading screen to get there, and then the loading screen to go back to Venus might actually be longer than the fucking cutscene. By just a little bit at least. But I mean, and even
Looks like he set up camp
just the
here.
banter between
Let's see what he left behind.
your guardian and the ghost just doesn't really fill in the gaps as to like who are the Awoken and why are they out there on the reef and everything like that. I mean, there's just so much lore that they could have put into the game that I don't know why they didn't, but it just it's kind of frustrating. Just a little bit. But I mean, you know, all in all, I'm still having a blast. And it's actually kind of to the point where the Holodome DLC came out for Borderlands, the pre-sequel, and I actually kind of have no desire to play it right now because I'm having that much fun with Destiny. But maybe I'll get around to that. Anywho, I think we're going to wrap this video up because I'm starting to ramble and I'm running out of stuff to talk about. But probably do one more video on the moon about my experience with it. There was a good knife throw. And then be moving on through the rest and things of that nature. Walmart kind of dicked me because I found a $25 Walmart gift card in my wallet. So I used it to try to get a $20 PSN card, the just a digital one where they email you the code. And they accepted it and everything, and then they emailed me. They were like, we put the $20 back on your gift card because, I don't know, couldn't process the gift card for whatever fucking reason. It didn't give like a real explicit detail, or an explicitly detailed reason as to why they couldn't use the gift card, but that kind of pissed me off because I waited all fucking day for that, and I could have just drove up there, but I hate going to Walmart. God, do I hate going to Walmart. So my plan was I was either going to get the expansion pass or I was going to pay for a PlayStation Plus membership so I could do some Crucible and stuff like that. But you know what? I'm still having fun doing what I'm doing, so I can hold off for a bit, see what Christmas brings. Usually get a couple GameStop gift cards. So if that happens, oh god, excuse me. If that happens, then I'll definitely be getting my hands on the DLC, and I'll be biting the bullet and getting my Plus membership. So we'll see how that goes once I start messing with Crucible, and hopefully I can find some people to do some strikes with and things like that, and we'll see what goes on. But at any rate, guys, I want to thank you all for watching, and we'll see you in the next one. Kind of feel bad cheesing that guy there, but oh well.